The Knicks postgame show is presented by Tri-State Audi. Visit your Tri-State area Audi dealer today. Finals sequences here in Atlanta. Jalen Brunson, three-point play. Knicks with their first lead since leading 9-6, but down one. CJ McCollum off the inbounds ends up winning the game for Atlanta. With about 12 seconds to go, Knicks don't get off a final shot. And the Hawks win 109-108. They now lead the series 2-1. Oh, so close. Great to have you with us here from our Delta MSG studios. Bill Pito, along with Alan Hahn and Wally Zerbiak. Extended post-game coverage here. We're on for an hour. Alan, the Knicks came all the way back. They're down 18 in the first half. They're down double digits in the fourth quarter. They take that lead there. They actually go up by 3 in the final seconds, but they're unable to win the game. McCollum got a great look off that inbounds play, and the Knicks did not get a shot off when they got the ball back down 1.
Yeah, and this takes you right back to game 2 and how you can't lose games like that at home. I mean, it's just, this is what happens in the playoffs. When you give a game away, this is the type of stuff. You get into a game like this in a game 3 where the 1 for 11 from 3 to start the game forces you to fight back. We have seen over the years this group, that's what they do. They fight back. This game was never going to be over until the very end. But in the end, too much CJ McCollum in this series so far for the Knicks. They have no idea how to stop him, and the Hawks have figured out how to really slow down Jalen Brunson when it matters.
That's the overall story of the series. That was a heck of an effort by OG Anunoby and the Knicks to get themselves the lead with under 20 seconds to go in that game. Now, you didn't win this game, and you lost this game, so you're down 2-1, and you got a steep hill to climb. But how they concocted getting themselves back in that game with some of the lineups Mike Brown threw out there, with some of the production that Deuce McBride played with at a high level when he was a little bit banged up at the end of the season, that was an impressive effort by this team overall. Now, they are dealing with a very talented, very smart coach on the other side of the Atlanta Hawks. So the Knicks are going to have to all raise their games. Like OG Anunoby raised his game and had maybe his best game of the season in the playoffs, everyone's going to have to raise their game if they want to win this series. They are in an absolute fight with this team, and this team is not scared. They're not going away. They're manipulating matchups. They know how to attack the Knicks. Knicks have some advantages that they can take advantage of. But, man, that was a heck of a ball game and a tough one to swallow and lose.
So Mikal Bridges barely plays, guys, in the second half. Deuce McBride gets the majority of the playing time, and he was huge with 3 threes in the fourth quarter. You mentioned OG Anunoby, 2 threes, each of them coming late in the shot clock. And here they are, Wally, down 1, and they don't get a shot off here in the final.
They're trying to get it to Jalen. Guys are falling all over the place. Jalen doesn't have any spacing. He knows the double team is coming. I mean, it's just a tough situation where the length of the Atlanta Hawks is really bothering the Knicks. I mean, they're huge all over the place. Okongwu can switch on to Jalen Brunson and just pressure up on him, knowing that he's got the clock as his extra defender. I mean, he pressured up the possession before. There was 4 seconds left on the shot clock. Jalen couldn't create and get himself a good look at the basket. That one, Okongwu comes out, takes away any type of pull-up. He knows he has help coming, so he forces him baseline. These guys are playing great defense, and with their length and size and positional size at every position, it's really causing the Knicks a ton of problems because there's no space on the floor to operate. There's no way to manipulate. There's too many arms, too many bodies, and that is really bothering Jalen Brunson and the Knicks right now in this series.
He still had 26 points, Brunson, right? Like
it's unbelievable.
He still had buckets. He still did a lot of things in that game that were important, including putting the Knicks ahead for the first time since 7 minutes into the game, or not even 5 minutes into the game. So all that stuff was there, even despite all the defense. I can't help but just keep going back to three-point shooting. This was the strength of the Knicks. It was what they were really all about for most of this season, one of the best three-point shooting teams in the league. And the fact that you struggled early in the game and had to chase the scoreboard, and then you go back to up 1.
But do you think they're getting good looks?
Yes, absolutely.
Well, I mean,
they look. Anunoby's shot clock buzzer threes that he knocked down were not good looks. Those were
hero shots.
Hero shots. But throughout early part of the game, that's that. That corner 3 by Josh Hart, up 1.
Open look. You're right.
That's a look you got to knock down.
He's a 41% three-point shooter.
He's a guy that has worked so hard on becoming a knockdown three-point shooter, knowing teams are going to leave him open. This has been a nightmare for him in this series. He's 1 for 10. Like, this is exactly why teams want to leave him open. And you know how much he's aware of this and how much work he's put into it. But for whatever reason in this series, the three-point shot has escaped him.
Hard in the game, 0 for 4 from downtown.
1 for 10 in the series.
So the Knicks are down double digits after the first quarter. They go down by 18 in the second quarter, but they cut it to 8 at the half.
Yep.
And after 3 quarters, it was still 8. Atlanta went up by about 11 in the fourth quarter, came right down to the stretch. The problem was the Knicks got down 18, and when you do that, Alan, it's very hard to ultimately get control of the game.
Yeah, that's really, you're chasing and chasing and chasing, and this is a home team, and they were feeding off the crowd. They were feeding off of Jonathan Kuminga, who really, what he's been off the bench for this team the last 2 games has been a revelation. It's been exactly why they traded for him. But still, as we talked about, Knicks fired back. How? Deuce McBride got hot. Notice there wasn't a lot of Mikal Bridges in the second half because McBride was playing, and he was playing hard. Watch this. Anunoby, Wally, as we talked about.
Shot.
That's the first of 2 shot clock buzzers that he nailed. And this guy, McCollum, they just have a hard time slowing him down on those step backs. And there's another one from OG, Wally.
Yeah, that was a big one. And this is where the Knicks just hung in there when they were down 6. That cuts it to 3.
Now,
Jalen Johnson gets that bucket. I mean, this is when you knew it was a close game. It was a hairy game. Good pass right there. This is when the threes started to fall. Huge shot. Deuce McBride he made 5 threes. Deuce was 5 for 10 from the three-point line. This three-point play gives the Knicks a 3-point lead.
And
get a stop.
Right here. Got to stop. But you have a smaller defender. McCollum knows it. Hard stop. Step back. That looks easy.
Lead for
How hard is that shot, though?
It's a tough shot, but not on a smaller defender.
This is tough.
This is tough.
They had
for
3 defenders on him. They knew. We all know who's shooting this ball.
Yep.
Surround him. And that's like, ever watch some teams and they play one-on-one against a great scorer? You're like, let anybody else score but him.
Right.
That's exactly what the Hawks were saying in that moment.
Knicks were 5 of 25 from 3 after 3 quarters. So they really picked it up.
5 for 10 in the second.
5 for 10 in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
With OG hitting 2 and Deuce hitting 3, as we mentioned. The rest of the numbers, no points in the paint. That was such a big issue for the Knicks defending the Hawks points in the paint the last game, but the Knicks dominated that category tonight, 56-40. Doesn't matter. We've talked about the historical issues being down 2-1 when you lose game 3 of a 1-1 series in a best of 7. The Knicks really now have an uphill battle here, Wally.
Yeah, listen, those numbers, I throw them completely out of the. I don't give them any time. Like when we said that, that's great for. No, but as a competitor and as a player, you don't even listen to that junk. I mean, that's what it is, junk. If you're in the Knicks locker room, you just know you can control how to win this series. You were the better team in the regular season. You had a stranglehold on this series if you don't give away game 2.
Right.
You were right there, 1 possession away, and you played not your best basketball game, not even close, in game 3. You found a way to grind your way back and have a chance to steal a game in Atlanta. You know you can get the job done in a must win situation in game 4 in Atlanta. So you can keep bringing it up. But it's going in one ear and out the other if I'm in the Knicks locker room about that 72% or whatever it was after 1-1 after 2 games.
Yeah, your attitude is you found yourself in that second half, fourth quarter. You found some lineups. You found some players. Yep. What you have to now think about is only one game, and that's Saturday. And you've got to get this series even and get it back to the world's most famous arena. And now you're back in your building where for think about it. 7 of 8 quarters, you absolutely dominated this team. So you have to feel good if you can get this series back and turn it into a best of 3, and it's your advantage.
Game 4 Saturday, 6 o'clock